Oh, okay. Welcome to our yoga today. And again, little emphasis on safety and in yoga with osteoporosis, especially of the spine. Yeah, all right. So let's sit comfortably and easily with a gentle, tall spine. So we're going to start today. Let's just shake off our morning and get your blood flowing, your prana energy moving around in your body. You can wiggle your legs, you can wiggle your toes. Just come to a shake, 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 shake. Good. And again, the beauty of yoga practices, so if you are afraid to do any poses because of osteoporosis, again, typically intense forward folds. This probably has more to do with standing yoga, mat yoga, because the poses are more intense, right? You don't have the support of this chair. So forward folds and twists, just go to your range of motion. So we're going to start with breathing. So there's so many other things about this practice that are so helpful for us. One of which, major one of which, is breathing, different breathing techniques for our body. And today we're going to do what's called a coherent breathing for our body. And basically the coherent breathing will help to sort of calm and gel our breath through our heart, our lungs, and our circulatory system. Good. And it's very simple. So let's just sit comfortably, relax your shoulders. Good. Relax your belly. We're going to do a couple practice, and then you're going to just go off on your own. And it's very easy. It's just circular breath. Yes. So let's take a breath in. Exhale the breath, either through the nose or the mouth. Good. And then inhale and exhale. Good. Now the next time you inhale, inhale fully into your lungs. And at the bottom of your lungs, also let your belly rise. And then as you exhale, as you empty your lungs, the belly just softly draws back. So that allows room in our diaphragm to get the breath all the way to the bottom of our lungs. So it's not, the breath is not going into the belly, but moving the belly out of the way so the diaphragm can drop, can send the air closer down into your lungs, which is where the bigger blood vessels are for more oxygen. So great. Yeah, but it's very gentle. All right, so let's close our eyes, palms up on our lap. And we're going to be taking breaths in and out for 5.5 seconds each. And we're not going to stop between breaths. It's just going to become this circular breath. So we'll practice a few on our own together. All right, so relaxing again the belly. Take a breath in as you fill the lungs, feel the belly rise. And as you exhale, empty the lungs as the belly relaxes back. In and out of the nose. We're going to inhale 2, 3, 4, 5.5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5.5. Inhale and continue at your own pace. As you inhale, the belly rises. As you exhale, the belly softens, just gently. And do it for your 5.5 seconds. Yeah, and don't get too technical about it. It's just a baseline. And slowly breathe in and out, 5.5 seconds each. And the breath almost becomes circular. Yeah, inhaling and exhaling. Relaxing and breathing. Do about 8 rounds. And as you're breathing, Just know that that heart and lung circulatory system are just getting into this coherence of breath. You're working, then it allows them to work at their peak efficiency. Just when the next time you breathe out for that 5.5, you just release the breath, come to natural breath, and just observe the difference between that coherent breath and your natural breath. Yeah, just being mindful of our breath can heal us, can calm us. So healthy for our body. All right. And when you're feeling ready and complete, you can gently flutter the eyes open. Yeah. So that 5.5 count breath, just keep that in mind as a circle with the belly rising and falling, and doing at least 10 rounds. Maybe if you have a meditation practice or an exercise practice for yourself, just sitting and doing that for at least 10 rounds. Yes, maybe more, optimally more. And it gets your habit. It forms a habit in your body for your breath just to become deeper and slower, right? And more consistent. Because with emotions, our breath changes, right? When we get stressed out or fear, our breath stops, or it just stops right here, right? And then, but if we have that memory of the breath, then when that happens, it'll feel like this isn't right, and we'll remember, the body will remember to breathe. Yeah, and just taking that oxygen in helps pretty much all disease in our body to either not happen or to heal. Yeah, so good for us. Okay, but let's just shake. Let's just find that gentle, tall spine, lifting the heart up slightly. Good, and let's take a breath in. And as you exhale, drop your chin to your chest and keep your spine tall. Keep your shoulders gently reaching back. On an inhale breath, we're going to roll our chin over to the right shoulder, keeping it tucked. And as you exhale, drop your chin to your chest. And as you inhale, roll your chin to the other shoulder. And exhale, drop your chin to chest. Do that one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Notice as you inhale, is your belly rising or is it drawing back, right? Just keep that belly relaxed, the lungs can fill up. And relax the chin forward, press down into your feet and slowly bring the body back up. Take a nice breath in. And exhale, turn your head and look to the right. Take it to your range of motion where you start feeling a nice stretch. And breathe into this left side of your neck. Exhale, bring the head back forward. And inhale, turn and look over the left shoulder. Notice your range of motion. Exhale, next exhale breath, slowly come back forward. Take a breath in. As you exhale, let your right ear drop to your right shoulder. Getting into our vagus nerve a little bit. Bringing your hand and just resting it on top of your head, your right hand. Bring the left forearm onto your rib cage and your left fingers onto the right side of your ribs. And now roll your eyes up to the upper left corner of the room. And find your breath. Nice, slow, long, deep breath. Maybe you do that 5.5 seconds. Yeah. As you exhale your breath, ever so gently, maybe you take those left fingertips and just guide your rib cage over to the right, or to the left rather. Yeah. Lots of different things happening here. That vagus nerve, which starts in your brain stem, and it filters all the way down the center of your body, into your lungs, to your heart, your digestive tract. We're just opening that up. All right, the next exhale breath, relax everything. Slowly bring your right hand to the right side of your head, and just help to bring your head back up and release. Yeah. So when we're here, we're just gently guiding that rib cage over to the opposite side, if that feels okay on your spine. Yeah, so we're gonna do the other side. So take a nice breath in. As you exhale, drop your left ear, left shoulder. And here you can bring the left hand and just rest it. So we're not pulling on our head, right? It's just resting there for just a tiny bit more weight. Good. Then you can take the right arm and just lay it on your rib cage here, your right fingers on the left side of your ribs. Roll your eyes over to the upper right corner of the room now. And breathe. Each exhale breath, you're gently guiding your rib cage maybe over to the right a little bit. Looking as far to the upper right corner of the room as your eyeballs will allow. And breathe. Nice, slow, long, deep breaths. Relaxing and finding relaxation in every pose that you do. Yeah. And then when you're ready, relax the body. Take your left hand to the left side of your head. Eyes come back forward. Excuse me, and slowly lift the head back up. Good. And release the arms down. Good. And wiggle it out. Relax your arms down alongside your body. Press down into your feet and gently raise your shoulders up to your earlobes. And exhale, gently let the shoulders float down. Now again, raise the shoulders up as you press into your feet, just stretching that spine. And exhale. This is good for our spines, even our osteoporotic spine, which I have, by the way. So I know. Inhale up. Exhale. And then now just roll the shoulders one way. Good. And roll the shoulders forward. Good. All right. We're going to come into Cobra pose, which again is a nice stretch for the spine. So gravity over time at our ages, right, have just pressed the vertebrae together, and it's just day to day that pressure, that pounding, of the spine. So these spine stretches, again, even just simply posture, simply sitting up tall, as if there's a book above your head. I did that this week, right? Try to touch the book above your head. That alone is so good for our spines, so healthy for our spines. All right, so hands on the lap, take a nice breath in. And now as you exhale, as if you're hinging right at your hips, you're gonna lay your belly onto your thighs. Keep the spine straight. And then if it's available to you, we're gonna bring our elbows onto our thighs. So keeping the head right above the shoulders, but we're not dropping the head. Fingers can point forward, just nice and relaxed. Good. And you can look down at your hands, right? Down at the floor. Good. So the head's right above the shoulders. Spine is nice and long from the tailbone all the way to the back of your head. You're going to take a breath in. As you exhale, gently press your elbows into your thighs and start to drag your elbows back towards your hip bones. As you reach the top of your head a little bit further forward. Yeah. So that's just getting a little bit more of a mindful stretch of the spine and all those muscles on your back. Cobra pose. If you're on the floor doing this pose, your forearms are just pressing into the floor, dragging back. Same thing, and then the top of the head is reaching forward. You're gently lifting the heart just slightly. And breathe. Yeah. Breathe for 2 more breaths. That long 5.5 count breath. Good. And relax. Now relax the arms. Good. Slide your left hand to your thigh and your right hand to your thigh. Press down into your hands and feet to slowly bring the body back up. What we do a lot in yoga as well is in coming in and out of different poses. Even if it's something we're doing it for our lower body, we are engaging our upper body as well, which takes the pressure off of that skeletal system and into the muscles, right? Yeah, good. Those muscles is what we need, right, to protect us. Okay, coming into a little cat-cow. We do this almost every class. We're gonna scoot forward just a little bit here. Yeah, so being mindful again. So cat pose is a forward bend, right? But you're gonna just take it to your range of motion. And I want you to feel more the low back as we're going into cat pose, the low back pressing towards the back of your chair and your belly tucking in, right? And just do, again, just to your range of motion. So take a breath in. And as you exhale, you can drop your head. Then if you just drop your head, that's enough, right? And then imagine your low back reaching to the back of your chair, your belly tucking in. Yeah, and you're gently pressing into your feet. And then relax and inhale, start to lift the heart so the head comes up. You can slide your hands all the way up the top of your thighs and reach your shoulders back. So keeping the spine long. Keeping the back of your neck long, just lifting the heart and the chin. And then exhale, slide the hands forward towards the knees, and then stretch your low back towards the back of your chair. You can drop your head wherever it's comfortable. Belly tucks back. Yeah. And inhale, slowly come back up. Slide the hands up, reach the elbows back. And relax. So just the motion of engaging this low belly, not your stomach, but your low belly back supports your whole back, right? It supports your skeletal system. It brings us into stability, right? When our belly is just completely not engaged, we have more of a tendency to be tipsy, topply, right? And take a lot of pressure in the back, especially when we go to lift. And we never mean to hurt ourselves. That's why they call them accidents. But if we get used to having our low belly engaged, which is our core of our body, that will keep us strong. Yes. Okay. So coming into hands into prayer position. We're going to get into nice deep breathing here. On an inhale breath, reach your fingertips up towards the sky. Big breath in. And exhale, sweep your arms out and down. And inhale, bring your palms together, big breath in. And circle sweep out. Inhale. And exhale, circle sweep out. Relax the arms down. Now we're going to reverse. Inhale, circle sweep out and up. Exhale, hands to heart. Relax them down. Inhale, as if you're taking in all the beautiful energy, all the beautiful positive joy that we have around us. Yes. Talk about perspective last week, right? It's all about perspective. And exhale down. So we can choose to say, ooh, today's such a cloudy day, what a bummer, and it's cold out. But we can also choose to say it's not boiling hot out. The sun is still out, it's just that there's clouds in between. There might be rain, which we could really use. So we have that choice every day, all day. How do we perceive, right? I think there's a saying that the difference between a flower and a weed is your perspective. So, anyway, okay, So let's come into it. This is a nice, we're gonna do it seated, but this is also really nice to do standing. When I stand up, but to keep that spine nice and healthy, right? So on an inhale breath, now again, we're gonna float our arms up and have the arms come into a V shape. Good. And you're gonna reach your arms, your upper arms back. Yeah, so this helps us to lift the spine. We don't want to have an arch in the back. We don't want to push our spine forward. We want to take that arch out of our back. So flattening the back as we have our arms up. And this is really nice to do on a wall. And that will keep our upper back and our middle back nice and strong and in the right alignment, and stave off that rounding, ketosis, I think it's called, when you rounding of the upper back. And then exhale, relax the arms and let them float down. Good. And let's just pull out the shoulders. All right. And now we can take a nice breath in again. As you exhale, hinge forward at those hips again. So I like to liken it to pushing my belly, that low belly that we talk about. Just press that forward. Yeah, good. All right, and we're going to come into a seated chair pose. So the body is forward, good. If it's available to you, we're going to reach that right arm forward, and maybe also the left arm. Now, when the belly is going to draw back, that's engaging that body, that's core, right? That's going to take the pressure off your back. Good. And then if it's available to you to reach the arms a little bit higher, and maybe even look up between your hands and breathe. This is a nice big way to stretch the spine, to engage all those back muscles, your belly muscles. Yeah, all those big muscles in our body, even your thighs. Yeah, and breathe, smile. 5.5 breaths, circle the breath. Good, good, good. And on your next exhale breath, allow the hands to float down. Your belly is still engaged. Yeah, good. Bringing your hands onto your thighs. Press down into your feet and your hands to just bring the body straight back up. Good. So nice to practice that. Right, we're going to bring our legs out wide. Here. Yeah. And we're just going to come into a little twist. So again, remember, it's the forward folds just to your range of motion, and the twist just to your range of motion, not overextending. So taking a nice big breath in, and as you exhale, relax, and then start to turn at your waist. You can start with your head and your shoulders, and then just start to turn, and you can bring that left hand onto the right side, right hand is laying across, or you can grab onto your chair as well. Keeping the spine tall. Take big breaths. And as you soften and exhale, if you're at your range of motion, just stay right there. Just know that a little bit goes such a long way in these poses. And we don't need to be yanking or pulling so that we can't easily breathe. So the first time I twisted, that was my range of motion. I don't need to go any further. And breathe. And smile and enjoy. Press down into your toes, supports that back. Good. And just enjoy this gentle twist through the spine. And as you exhale, relax and bring your body straight back forward. Keeping in mind that if anything hurts, if there's ever any sharp pain, that is not the practice of yoga. Yeah. Take a nice big breath in. As you exhale, now just gently start to turn over to the left. Keeping a tall spine, so not rounding the back. Make sure that that head is right above the shoulders. The heart is gently lifted. And again, you're just going to turn and see. Notice where your body just naturally wants to stop. Right? That's your range. And enjoy it there. You're home. Nice big breath in and out. breathe out, slowly come back to center. Good. And relax. Let's bring our toes in, our heels in, our toes in, our heels in. All right, we've been sitting here for a little while. One of the things with osteoporosis is to remember that when you sit for 15, maybe 30 minutes at a time, just to stand up and to do a little movement, little shaking, or just stand up, right? And then sit back down. That'll keep you from starting to, get those bad habits, and it'll keep your joints moving, and it'll help your body to stay a little more loose and less in pain. Yeah. All right. So find a way to stand that's comfortable. I like to use my toes to stand, as you all know. So again, that hinging forward, press down into your feet, and let's make our way to a stand. Nice and yeah. So if you notice as you move around, and if you sit down for 5 minutes or so, you feel fine standing up. When you're sitting, you were almost a half hour sitting, right? Ooh, when you stand up, it's like, okay, a little stiff, so do it slowly and mindfully. Yeah, good. And you can, when you're chaired, move side or forward, good. And just gently move your body, good. So again, as we age, we don't need to run marathons. We don't need to, we have to be a little bit more careful, right? So that just gentle movement on a regular basis throughout your day is just so powerful for us. Yeah, roll the shoulders, shake the head, not only physically, but mentally, even more so mentally. Yeah, shake it out. All right. And then we can just do a little movement since we've been sitting here, and just lift your feet and let your hands just sway. It also helps when we move, when we walk, getting to be nice weather out. Eventually it will be here, but walking more. So using your arms when you walk is really helpful. It helps us to push our body forward, takes some of the pressure off the lower legs, yeah. So just using your arms as you walk. Try to remember that. Because most of us, I know I do, I catch myself, my arms are just hanging down alongside my body when I'm walking. And when I start to swing my arms a little bit, gets your heart rate up a little bit more, also really nice for us. And now if you want to come into lifting the knees, nice tall spine. Maybe bend the elbows if that feels better. Do a effervescent little march, but keeping that spine tall as we walk. Kind of a challenge sometimes because the gravity starts to bring us forward. So keeping that spine tall as you walk, experiment with that. Yeah, good. All right. And then maybe taking a little march with legs a little bit wider. That feels okay on your body. So just moving. Yeah. Smiling. Sometimes I'd like to listen to some good music. Music is so uplifting. The vibration of music is why we like it. Raises our prana energy. Yeah. So get some of those oldies but goodies out and just put music on, especially when you're starting to feel. And then come back to regular march here a little bit and start to slowly slow it down. Good. And relax. And just shake the body, wiggle the knees. Yeah. Always most of the time, almost all of the time, keeping your knees soft. Yeah. Sometimes if we're standing, we lock our knees back. That's not very healthy for our knee joints. Yeah. So always keeping a soft bend in the knees. Good. We're going to spread the legs out here, or side to side. So again, just notice today your range of motion. You don't have to really twist it out, but we're just going to go side to side here. Those knees are soft. Inhaling and exhaling. Ha. And you can even lift the opposite heel up, inhaling to one side and exhaling to the other. Ah. 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 One more. Ah. And relax. So that one just another, if you stand up, you know, that every 30 minutes, I know that's asking a lot, but just practice it like maybe a day or two. Just say, oh yeah, I've been sitting here for a couple hours reading. Let me just stand up, take a break. It's even really good for your eyes, right? You're supposed to every 30 minutes, look far and then look back close, right? And just those little things is like so healthy for us. It'll keep us away more from all these doctor's appointments that we have to go to. It seems like so many. Yeah, and relax. Good. All right. So let's come to, we're going to practice forward fold now. So we're going to have feet hip distance apart. And again, the hinging at your hips, right? So we're so used to rounding our back here. We're gonna do our just halfway forward fold. Even bringing your hands to your hips here. Take a breath in, soften the knees, exhale, start to press your hips back. Keep your spine straight, hinge forward. It's a nice stretch for our hamstrings too. You can bring your hands onto your thighs. Good. If it's comfortable for you, you can relax the top of your head down. If that's feeling like too much pressure, just lift it back up. Good. Now, I don't know your body. If you feel comfortable with doing a little bit deeper forward fold, you can do it slowly. You can, again, that hinging at the hips more. Maybe you slide your hands down to your shins. Yeah, keeping the head in line with the neck, or you can just relax it forward and breathe. Belly's tucking up. Yeah. Glutes are engaged. Notice. Nice. I mean, inversions are really nice for us. Good. And then to come out, you can bring your hands, start to crawl them up your legs. And very slowly, an inch or two at a time. Slowly make your way up, unhinging. Yes. And once the chest comes up, shoulders come up. Relax the arms down alongside and the heads up. And reach the arms out. And come into that V. Yeah. So you can stay right there, but I have a wall right here. So it's really nice to bring your heels to the wall. This is just for you to practice. And bring your arms onto the wall. And then tendency is going to be to poke your ribs forward, but try to take that arch out of your back by tucking your tailbone and gently pressing your arms and hands, the top of your hands into the wall is a really good way to practice that, right? But we're not there today. But tucking that tailbone down, taking the arch out, and even lifting the chin, and reaching your fingers to the outer corners of the room. And then exhale, relax the arms down. Good. And roll it out. All right, one of the most important and strengthening poses we can do are squats. Squatting back, right? A lot of us have, I know I do, I have issues with that's sometimes uncomfortable for my knees. Okay, so when you think about it over time, I mean, just in the last probably 100 years, we have, and a little more, we've had chairs to sit on, we have toilets to sit on, and prior to that, we did a lot more squatting, this body did, right? Because we had to squat for so many things, right? Just doing task work on the ground or anyway. So it's really important for us to strengthen and come into those squats. That's gonna really help strengthen our whole body. So we're gonna practice a little bit, right? You're gonna start with your hands on your thighs and sending your hips back, right? Pressing down into your toes. And that's a squat, basically, right? And now if you can, just bend your elbows here. Yes, like you have ski poles. Good. And then press into your toes and come to a stand. Inhale here, exhale, send your hips back. If you're a skier or were a skier, this kind of skier pose, right? So the important thing is to not, as you're squatting, to bend your knees, right? The important thing is to send your hips back, and your knees will bend a little bit, but you want to kind of keep them as much as you can above the heels. And come up. So just taking this a little bit at a time, sending those hips back, pressing your toes into the floor to keep you stable and back, right? There should be very little or no discomfort on your knees, right? When your knees are uncomfortable, it's because you're bending them instead of sending the hips back. Good. So just find your comfort zone, right? Your range of motion. And doing this a few times a day, so healthy for us. And over time, we can get maybe a little lower and a little lower. But we're using those toes. That also takes pressure off the knee joints. Good. Next time you come to a squat, let's pause here. They're basically coming into chair pose. Good. And if you want to reach your arms and stretch them forward, if you want to bring them onto your thighs, or just keep your ski poles here and breathe. So this is getting your blood flow. Yeah, so big deep breath. Our thighs need more blood now because they're working, right? So the brain's saying to the heart, send blood. And our breath is going to help with that. 2, how you doing? And 1. And then bring your hands back onto your thighs. Press into your toes and slowly, slowly, very slowly, start to straighten the knees, bring the body back up and relax. Yeah, and just notice how that started your heartbeat, right? So I, encourage you, if you can, to just keep doing those squats. And that will help to keep this whole lower body, your hips, your legs, your back, right? All so much stronger and healthier for us. And let's wiggle it out. Okay, another great pose for getting our muscle to the bone is warrior 2, right? So we're gonna come into a little bit wider stance. Good. All right, now we're gonna lift the right toes up, pivot on the right heel and drop the right toes. So the right toes, you can look down at them and see if they're just, if it's available to you, they're straight out to the sidewall. Good. And then we're gonna just soften that right knee. The back foot, we're gonna press into the outside of the back foot and our toes. So we feel like we have basically suction cups on our feet and we're very stable. And so take some time to make sure that you're comfortable. Maybe you want to widen your stance more. Maybe you went too far. You want to shorten it. Good. And then once you're ready, reach that left arm back and the right arm forward. Good. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, relax the shoulders back and down. Relax the arms, even though they're out. Relax the fingers. Tuck your tailbone forward. So it's a little movement here of just tucking your hips forward. That gives you a little more stability. And then turn and look over the right fingers, that middle finger. And just imagine now all of your muscles in your arms and in your legs hugging to the bone. So you're engaging your muscles in all of your body to hug to the bone. Yes. In this balance pose, and breathe for about 8 breaths here. So gently hugging your muscles to the bone, relaxing your shoulders, smile on the face. It takes the tension out of our body when we smile, and breathe. You got this. 2, good, and 1. And when you're ready, on your next exhale breath, relax your arms down and release and relax the muscles in your arms. Press down into your right foot and straighten the right knee. So you can look forward. Lift the right heel up, pivot forward, and we're gonna heel toe, yeah, and shake it out. So yeah, just getting that sense of, so there's all these muscles, you know, if we take the skin off, you've seen those things in the doctor's office where they just show all the muscles in the body, and just imagine tensing up your muscles a little bit so that they hug into our skeleton, right? It's going to support our bones as they just get a little more brittle. It's just a part of life. It's just how, it's the path of life, right? But we can do things, we can do some things like we're doing right now to help with injury and help to keep us healthier for longer. All right, so it's not just about longevity, it's about how do we feel in longevity. Wide stance again, lift the left toes up, pivot on the left heel and drop. Right, looking down at your toes and having those toes straight out. They can be in a little bit if that feels better on your hips, on your body, and softening that left knee. So the right heel, that left heel is right about in the middle, in line with the middle of the back, this right foot. And now we want to also use this right foot and press into the outside a little bit. Also helps with plantar fasciitis, also helps us to strengthen our ankles. Yeah. And then reach the right arm out and the left arm. Good. And take a breath in. As you exhale, relax the shoulders back and down. Relax your fingers. Right, tuck your tailbone forward slightly. Good. And look to that middle left finger now. And breathe. Good. And again here, imagine the muscles hugging into the bones. Imagine the muscles in your legs, right? And imagine the muscles in your arms and body hugging into your skeleton. Yes, all those muscles are engaged. Pressing your toes gently into the floor. Smile on your face. Breathe. And know that you're building strength in your entire body. With this pose. Okay. 3 more breaths here. You start to tense up, bigger breath. As you exhale, soften the shoulders, right? Soften the fingers. Yeah. And as you exhale, relax the arms down. Now, good. Slowly straighten that left knee a little bit. Keep a soft bend in. You can look forward now and lift the left toes up. And slowly pivot them forward and drop. And we're going to heel toe, heel toe, and relax and shake it out. So walking is a good safe exercise to help us to keep our bone density good. And one of the best things, like if you have possibly tiny little fractures in your spine, you don't want to do this, but we're going to do heel drops. Because that's, again, sends that message to build calcium and bone mass. Yeah. So it's simply, we're just going to lift our heels up and drop. So if you have your chair, you can hold on to your chair if you have it on the side here. Lift and drop. Now, as you're doing this, 2 things to keep in mind, very important. Knees are soft. So our knees are not locked out. So we're just lifting and dropping the heels. And also the head is tucked back slightly. Yes, so it's right above our shoulders. Just lift and lower. This is such an easy thing for you to remember when you're anywhere, standing in line for something, or, you know, waiting for the gas tank to fill up, or at your sink. Just doing these heel drops. That keeps the body saying, I guess I need to keep building bone because this body needs it, right? It's working hard. Yeah, good. So doing those every day, just a few of those every day. During the course of our class, if you ever want to have a pad of paper and you want to remember something, yeah, because I mean, we have class twice a week, but it'd be really nice to get into some sort of pattern with yourself, just in case you can't make class, or in addition to, yeah, to do simple little things. Yeah. All right. I think one of the best things, so that was for our legs. One of the best things for also building bone mass is called plank pose. So typically it's done on the floor, but it shares a nice thing to use. So we're gonna do our plank pose. So if you have your chair here, you might wanna either, turn it so that you can have access to the seat of your chair. And make sure your chair does not have wheels on it. Make sure that it's not gonna slide out from underneath you, but we're really gonna be pushing down on the chair, seat of the chair. Yeah, good. You can also do plank on the wall by having your hands here, right? And just leaning forward. That's a great way to do plank as well. Good, but full weight on the arms. So we're gonna take a breath in here, and on an exhale breath, soften the knees, hinge forward, and bring your hands, if it's available to you, on your chair. Again, you can bring them to a wall next to you here if that's not available for you. Good. And so we wanna move the shoulders right above the wrist. So we don't wanna be on an angle here yet to start with. Yeah, we want those shoulders right above the wrist, and we're just gently pressing down. Your fingers are spread wide. Good. And then you're gonna take your right foot and step it back. Good. Bend both knees a little bit. And then press down into your hands and step your left foot next to the right. Good. So you can go a little further back if you want, stay right here, but really we're pressing down into our fingertips and our palms, and our arms are straight here. If you feel like you want to drop your hips for a little more, you can do that. And you're breathing. So you're pressing into your palms. Yes, and not just letting the shoulders dump down. You're pressing in, down into the chair, straight down, and you're breathing. And you're smiling. You're gonna hold this for as long as you feel comfortable, right? So eventually the arms, you might start feeling a little shaking going on. Yeah, if your back is uncomfortable, you may wanna lift your hips up a little bit, or just play around with that. But just getting that weight, this is weight bearing now, just getting that weight into these arms again. And then slowly lift the hips up, and then just come onto your feet and walk yourself feet back up to the chair. Let's bend our knees. You can bring your hands to your thighs and slowly make your way back to a stand. And just because we don't have a whole lot of time, again, you can do that a couple times. You can also do that on the floor, on plank pose. Really helps again to strengthen the muscles into your bones on your arms. Yeah, good. And shake it out. Really shake those hands out. They're probably a little sore. Yeah. Actually, let's come to a stand. Reach your right arm forward, reach your fingers down, and bring your left hand and stretch. Kind of a counter pose to that plank pose. Yeah. And then other side. Stretch that hand back. This is good to do all the time too. Our hands spend a lot of time in this position, right, on our keyboards. So it's nice to stretch the top of that hand. Good. And shake it out. Flop your fingers around. That one always gets me. It's like, whoa, my hands and fingers are really, yeah, when you flop them up and down. Yeah, good. And relax. Bringing yourself to Tadasana. So just posture alone. If you're always trying to cue into my posture. When I'm sitting, is my leg crossed? Is my back forward? No, you want to have that nice tall spine, feet on the floor when you sit, right? When I'm standing, am I standing on weight on one side or the other? That's very common, right? Can I have weight in both feet? Can I have my shoulders back and down and my palms forward? And even my belly, let's keep that practice that belly back. Yeah, and that's going to be so important for our strength, and for the longer we do it, the more benefit we get, obviously, right, the longer. All right, let's glide our hands back, interlace your hands behind your hips, stretch your shoulders back, lift your chin, slide your hands a little closer to the floor, if that's available, and breathe. Nice open heart. 5.5 breaths. In a circle. 5 behind you. Exhale, relax. Melt your hands down a little further towards the floor. Smile on the face, enjoying this opening, uplifting pose. Heart is smiling, a little smile on the face. And on an exhale breath, relax and let go and shake it out. And just wiggle it all out. And let's just find our way back to our chairs, sitting down mindfully, using those toes as you sit. Take the pressure off your knees whenever you can. The toes are there for, right? Giving them some of the work. All right. So coming into a little, let's take a nice breath in again. Exhale it out. And let's again hinge forward at the hips. Just lay your belly down onto your thighs. Good. The head above the shoulders, right? So we're almost looking like 3 feet in front of our feet. That's our spot to look at. Good. And breathe. And now if it's comfortable for you, you can relax your head and just let it hang down. This is a very safe way to do a forward fold with our spine. And on an inhale breath, press down into your feet, slowly bring your body back up. Relax your arms down alongside your body. Good. One more time on an inhale breath, reach out and up to a V. Press into your feet, tuck your belly in, lift your heart, and breathe. Again, this can be done against the wall with your heels touching the wall. And relax, take that arch out of your back. If you're pressing your rib cage forward, relax your low rib cage. And exhale, let the arms float down. Pull out the shoulders. Final pose here, we're gonna hold our breath for a little bit. So on an inhale breath, we're gonna press into our feet, reach our shoulders up, stretch the spine, hold your breath. And exhale, relax. I just got a couple of little adjustments there in my upper back. Again, press into your feet, reach your shoulders up. Feel how that elongates your spine, hold your breath. Smile, relax. And when you feel like you need to exhale, slowly exhale the breath. And shake off any little tension, just a nice little gentle shake, anything that might be tense or tight. Yeah, and let's get ready for Shavasana now. Good. So sitting back into the chairs, getting nice and comfortable, feel that low back just being hugged by your chair. Nice support for your low back. Feel free to lay down as well. Gonna flip the palms up. And we're going to close your eyes. Coming into final relaxation pose. So let's take a couple rounds of that breath, that 5.5 count breath. So breathing in, let the belly relax. And breathing out, and draw the belly back. It's also really good for our digestive tract. Again, that coherent breath. Cohesiveness in our lungs, our hearts, our circulatory system. Let's do a few rounds. On your next exhale breath, just go ahead and relax the body. Relax the breath. And for just this next few minutes, feel the whole body soften. Now you can soften all those muscles around your bones. Just let them relax. Feel the back back of your neck relax, and your shoulders. Feel your upper arms and biceps relax. Your lower arms, fingers. Feel your whole spine relax, the whole back. Feel your throat relax, your heart soften, your belly soften. Feel your hips and your entire weight of your body being supported on your chair or the floor. Feel your thighs relax, your hamstrings, your knees, your calves, lower legs. Relax your feet and your toes. And a gentle smile on the face. Just take a breath in and let it go. Relax the whole body. Relax the mind, let thoughts come and go. Just allow your thoughts the freedom to come in and leave. Notice how you feel. Notice how relaxation feels. When we relax, we allow our blood to flow. We allow our digestion to happen. We allow our heart to beat. Our liver to detoxify. All energy goes in when we're relaxed. Relax. And bring your attention to how you feel. Smile on the face. And feel free to remain here if you'd like. Should you choose to come back slowly, gently take a breath in, fill up your lungs, relax your belly, and breathe out and empty your lungs. Begin to move the body however you'd like, wiggling toes or fingers, swaying. Gentle movement, coming back into the space. And gently bringing your hands into prayer position, resting them onto your heart. One more time, take a nice breath in, fill up your lungs, relax the belly. And as you exhale, bow your forehead to your fingertips. We'll close practice today with this. When feeling out of sorts, know everything changes. Take care through it, and when you come out, sit in more knowledge. When you're feeling ready and complete at your own pace, you may gently begin to flutter your eyes open as you lift your head. And I thank you all for coming and taking care of yourself, building strong bones, and have a lovely rest of your day. Namaste.